Well, now, I'm going to be giving you some advice, but you don't have to listen to me or take it or do anything with it. It's just some common sense. So, when people tell you how to live your life and make accusations based off of arbitrary things that they have nothing good to say and they have no idea what your life is or was or will be just from looking at your demeanor or whatever, or how you dressed or anything. They have no idea. And they're just making assumptions and accusations and telling you that you're doing it all wrong. You don't know how to live. I'm going to tell you this, don't listen to them. Ignore all that. It is pointless. When somebody tells you they know you better than you, that is the most stupidest shit ever. The only one that knows you better than anyone else is yourself. It's very simple. Do what makes you happy. Ignore all the nonsense. I'm going to explain about a little more detail on this and why I came to this conclusion. I've always had this conclusion since I was a small child. People telling me not to be me, be somebody else. And yet, they would do is tell others, why can't you be more like him? Pointing at me and saying, why can't they be more like me? And then specifying of how good of a child I am, or I do this, I do that, and whatever. I'm really active of doing all these things. I'm really smart in all this. And the ones that said this the most was my own family. And what's really fucked up is that majority of the adults in my family kept on telling me not to be me, but yet going to the other kids, to my siblings and also to my cousins, telling them, why can't you be more like him? You know, he's blah blah blah, this and that, and you know, ridiculing all of them. And since I've been through school, I've always passed tests, flying colors, even though I got shitty grades from teachers that refuse that I was intelligent then, now, and ever. That, no, you can't be smart. No, I don't allow that. Why? Because you don't know how to teach? Because you didn't teach me shit in the first place? I had a really screwed up upbringing. Over the years, as time went by, people that think they know everything or whatever start telling me how to live my life. There was ones that were, risk takers, daredevils and such, and telling me that I didn't know how to live life. If I did it their way, they want me to do is go out and try to kill myself over some stupid ass stunt that I saw Evil Knievel do. And saying, if you don't do what he does, then you're not living. I'm like, I don't want to do that. He can do it, so does his son. I find it ridiculous. Pointless for me. You can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. You can go kill yourself for all I care. Do that stupid shit. Jump over the Grand Canyon. The long way. You ain't going to make it. Oh well. And then I run into other people that were dipshits and whatnot, good for nothings that never amounted to anything, didn't graduate from anything had no aspirations, telling me that they know more about life they had with street smarts. And I'm wondering how you did that. Smacking your head against the pavement so many times until you're saying, I'm smarter now. No. Anyone that tells you that they have street smarts means that they're a dipshit. They're a thug, and they have no common sense. Because that's the truth. Common sense is not so common. And then I run into the drug addicts and alcoholics, and they're telling me that they know how to live by being fucked up, in their own fashion. The drug addicts are coping with reality by doing heavy shitloads of narcotics of all sorts just so they can zone the fuck out of reality, turn off their mind, and just blank out from existence and not knowing what's going on. And yet they think they know how my life should run and telling me how to live my life when their lives are in shambles. They look like shit. Their faces severely gaunt. Hell, the Grim Reaper looks fat compared to them. You know, he's all bones. If you didn't know that. Hmm. I'm not talking about the Grim Reaper from Stupid Dead, Stupid Dead. Hell, he looks way more healthier than any of them, even with all the makeup on and stuff like that. But still, then and now he still looks healthier than a lot of these drug addicts that are so decrepit. They're not even half my age. And they look older than shit. But the ones that are smart enough to realize, such as my grandparents, they've always said was leave him alone. He knows what the fuck he's doing with his life, what he wants to do. Leave him be. Just get out of his way and he will accomplish great things under his own accord. Why can't you do the same? But the truth comes out as this: when people tell you how to live your life, because they don't know how to live theirs. It's the whole thing with a barrel filled with crabs. When one crab tries to claw its way out, the other ones grab it and pull it back down with the rest of the masses because they don't want you to succeed. They hate people succeeding. Well, crabs hate other crabs trying to escape. But in actuality, the crabs are all trying to claw out, and they just grab the ones in front of them and yank them down while trying to lift themselves up. But they're all doing this onto each other, which becomes futile, and they never escape. Same with humans when they tell you how to live your life, thinking they know you, telling you you're too obsessed about this or that. You don't look healthy, and not knowing about what oddities that you are. Because you have to understand, there is no such thing as a perfect human being. We're all flawed in some way. Sometimes we don't even notice our own flaws, physical abnormalities. Sometimes your own family never sees it until you point it out to them. And they think that you just had it. You just got this deformity when you actually had it all your life. My siblings always tell me how to live my life. I tell them, live your own fucking life and leave me out of it. They never liked the fact that I never gave a fuck what anyone said. I found peace and harmony and tranquility within my own life at a very young age. I knew what I was going for, what I wanted to do in life, and I went out to succeed at it. Yes, I had my troubles and tribulations and stuff, and people don't want to see you succeed, such as horrible educators that will do everything to fuck you over in one way or another. It happens. People are horrible. Just because they have a placement in authority doesn't mean that they have your goodwill in mind. A lot of times, they are envious and jealous. If they see someone succeeding or has greater abilities than them, or just fear, hatred, and jealousy, they will use their power and authority to smash them down. Nothing new. Did I really let a lot of this get to me? No. A lot of times people think that I over obsess about things or whatever, but not knowing what I am. I've been accused of many things. Before I had glasses, I was always a pretty big, tall, and bulky kind of guy, very strong. Some people would say, oh, you're overweight. Actually, I wasn't. I usually just wear very loose fitting, baggy clothes, and people assume, oh, you're fat. And then when I take off my top, I'm thinner than them. I was pretty good at sports at a very young age. Jocks wanted me to be a jock just like them, and people thought I was a jock, and I'm like, no, I hate sports. It is tedious and boring to me, but you may enjoy it. I find it boring as hell. But I did play sports with friends when they asked me to. I didn't care. I would have fun with them, but to go on to like any kind of team, no. Little league or varsity football or anything like that. No, I want nothing to do with that. I had no ambitions for the major leagues or anything like that, or the professionals in any form of sporting events or teams and all that. I never had any ambitions for this. And usually, when you're a child, kids that were athletic and whatever, their ambitions was for to be an athlete and not realizing what kind of dedication it took, and also how very few actually succeed at it. It would be heartbreaking for them until that crushing reality when they tried and they did everything in their path and it just beat them down to a point where they could not handle it. I'll tell you this. The meaning of life is pretty simple. It is to enjoy it. And basically, that's it. Enjoy your life. Did you have, at the end of your life, of everything said and done, and all things have gone on, good and bad, great and small, all sorts of achievements and failures. At the very end of your existence, just in that moment before you fade off into oblivion, ask yourself this: did you have fun? Of everything, of all the good and bad, did you have fun? Did you enjoy your life? And most people at the end would state, yeah, actually, I had a lot of bad things, but it made me appreciate more so of the little bit of good things that I have accomplished and done, and it made those good things in life a lot sweeter, a lot more precious. Even in our bad times, we look back on it and we kind of laugh at it joyously of how ridiculous the situation was, or how terrorizing it was in the moment of said things, and yet that was a big rush, a giant excitement. Would they really want to do it again of that same thing? Hell no. In some weird cathartic way, they actually enjoyed even some of the tragedies, some of the hardships. There was some good into it that they could say, yes, I did, had a good time. My generation, our whole lives, is just fucking around and finding out. And what we found out was we knew how to make things fun and interesting. We were excited for life more so. Even the ones of us that were severely depressed that committed suicide, there's quite a few that actually did and killed themselves. They knew how to have fun, but I'm going to tell you, the people that did die from suicide, they couldn't see a way out. There was too much anguish that they could not endure any longer, and they wanted out. They just tapped out and said, I'm done. With them, the most likely would have said was, what the fuck am I doing? But yeah, sometimes we don't know what we know. And other times is this: we don't know anything. No matter how good or bad life gets, you don't need to listen to others telling you how to live your life. You can tell yourself. You know how to live your life. You know what you need to do. You don't need some dipshit telling you, claiming I know you better than you do, or some nonsense.